You've experienced this moment. The conversation is flowing, the connection feels real, and there's a shared look that lingers just a second longer than usual. Everything feels perfectly aligned, and for a brief window, you know the feeling is mutual. Then, almost overnight, the temperature drops. The replies slow down, the warmth disappears. She becomes distant, quiet, and incredibly hard to read. The immediate instinct is panic. You assume you messed up, said the wrong thing, or missed a cue, so you try to fix it. You text more, you seek reassurance, you try to close that sudden, confusing gap. But consider what might be happening beneath the surface. It is possible that the sudden distance is actually a byproduct of the connection itself, a reaction to an internal shift she wasn't prepared to navigate. High-level attraction disrupts a person's internal balance. When feelings deepen, the experience often looks like hesitation, inconsistency, and a sudden need for space as she attempts to process the change. This is the moment where reacting to surface-level symptoms can be a mistake. Failing to understand that internal conflict often ensures that a temporary pause becomes a permanent disappearance. Surface-level attraction is easy, it's calm, it's logical, and it requires zero real investment. A casual interaction doesn't threaten anyone's emotional stability. This chart plots emotional intensity over time. When she starts to value you, you become a risk. As intensity spikes, she crosses the vulnerability threshold. Confronting this high-risk zone forces vulnerability. Unequipped for that exposure, she hits the brakes, stabilizing at a safer level. This plays out in small, real-world moments. It's the message she types, then deletes before sending. It's the laugh that sounds more controlled. She is suddenly hyper-aware of how she appears in your presence. During that quiet pullback, a silent risk assessment begins. She observes if you're emotionally stable, asking if she can trust the depth of her feelings. Measuring interest solely by the volume of texts can be misleading. High interest often increases intensity, which is quieter, more deliberate, and requires less constant communication. That sudden pause acts as a protective mechanism. It allows her to slow down an emotional pace that has started to feel overwhelming. The dynamic completely shatters when a man misreads that protective space as disinterest and immediately shifts into panic mode. This creates an emotional feedback loop. Her node generates internal pressure as she navigates her feelings. By demanding clarity, you activate the second node, pumping heavy external pressure into her space. The system overloads and the connection severs. The burden becomes too heavy to carry. Even if originally interested, the weight of managing both her confusion and your anxiety forces her to detach completely. It is a specific paradox. The more a woman values the connection, the more space she may occasionally need to feel secure with those emotions. Chasing in these moments actively destroys that security. Demanding immediate clarity confirms the fear that getting closer to you leads to emotional chaos. A man's true value is tested when he is faced with silence, space, and a lack of control over the immediate outcome. When she pulls back, the most effective response is absolute emotional restraint. Stay centered, do not chase, and avoid the urge to mirror her fluctuations by withdrawing your own warmth in retaliation. This lack of reaction proves that your presence is unconditional. It shows her that your stability doesn't depend on her constant consistency. This groundedness allows her to stop managing the dynamic. When she sees you remain the same regardless of her temporary shifts, she can finally focus on her own feelings and naturally lean back in. Real connection thrives when you master your own internal state. By holding your center, you stop being a variable she has to manage and become the one presence she feels safe enough to stop guarding herself against.